It looks like I am live, everyone. So this is Tammy, and I am live right now on YouTube and also on TikTok. And I came on YouTube and I wanted to talk about how intuition saved my life. And so I wanted to share also on here as well. I'm also going to pull some cards for the collective while I'm here. But I am so excited to be here today. Thank you for whoever's joining. Make sure that as you come in that you tap that screen. Get me some of those likes. I would appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tammy Morrison, and I am an intuitive. I actually am a spiritual life coach, for lack of other ways to describe myself. I actually do sessions with people, especially if you are going through a spiritual awakening journey. And if you are looking to heal some things, I can help you. And so I do that typically on Zoom. And if you are in the Seattle, Washington area, I do have a place that I go to do in-person sessions. But right now, because of how the world is, everything is mostly on Zoom. Everything's mostly on Zoom. So, again, appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. So the collective card that I'm doing today is the cards that came are follow what makes you happy. Follow what makes you happy. So basically, there's another card that I have from another deck that says follow your bliss. And so that's what that means, is follow what makes you happy. Follow your bliss. Do the things that are calling to you to do to be happy. And then the next card that came was listen, listen, listen. And so let me tell you something. I have gotten that card probably for the last 2 weeks or so myself for my own personal readings. And so I know what that means. That means that the answers are showing up. You just need to pay attention. Pay attention to the signs. Things that are coming out from, seemingly nowhere. You want to pay attention and just really be in this space of trying to hear and also feel into what messages are flowing through you. Because what happens, y'all, is the messages come through you. They flow through you. They don't come just to you. They flow through you. Because we are all channels for the divine. Regardless of what you think and how you feel about it, we are all channels for the divine. So let me tap a little bit for myself, y'all, because I need some likes. Trying to help out here. So again, I'm going to talk a little bit about intuition and how it saved my life. So what had happened? Oh, and the last card that came was yes. So if you are asking a question, then the answer is yes. Yes, yes. So many times, and you know what, lately I have gotten no a lot of times. So yes is always a good thing to get. So anyway, I'm going to talk about intuition. So intuition saved my life. So there was a period of time where I was trying to make a decision, trying to decide whether or not I should leave, or should I go, or should I stay, or what should I do? And so what I did was I began to really, when I was in the church, they used to call it crying out to God. So I really started crying out to God, and I started asking, what is it that I need to do? And why am I not happy? Because I was divorced. There was a time I was divorced from my first husband, and I was happy about that. No joke. I was really happy about that part, but I was not happy in my life. And I had, things that were going on, and I wanted to make some changes, and I wanted to try to make some shifts, and I wanted to move in different areas, and I wanted to move in different ways, but I really didn't know how to do it. And so what I started doing is really, really getting quiet and really taking time where, other times I might have gone to talk to somebody else. A lot of times I would go and talk to my grandmother. She was my person, but she has since transitioned since 2005. And so I have not had her here in the flesh since 2005. So for me, it was a time where I didn't really feel like I had anybody. I mean, I really didn't feel like I had anybody to talk to, nobody to understand me. And so I really began to dive deep into the heart of God, and to really understand, who I was in that area, and what it was that I like to do. And so some of the things that I did was I started really writing things down, because I always was a writer. I've always been one. And as y'all can see, I have my book, my memoir that I wrote. And it was all about the gift of my ex-husband. I know a lot of people don't talk about their exes as being a gift, but I can truly say that mine was, because, he gifted me with those children that we had together, that we raised, and I am most appreciative of it. And he also gifted me with a lot of things that I understand now that have helped me in my life, even though at the time I didn't think it was a gift. Has anybody had that experience where you had stuff happen in your life, and at the time that it was happening, you didn't see it as a gift? But now that you're out of it, and you can look back, and you can, look at hindsight 2020, you can see and realize that actually truly was a gift. And so I wanted to just kind of share that a little bit and talk about how, these things can be a gift. And also, when you really start to tap in and get tuned in to all of you, to your intuition. Hi, thank you for joining on TikTok. Make sure that you are tapping the screen for me. I appreciate it. But you just tap in, and you say, what is it that I need to do? And a part of that tapping in, I realize, and I know, is surrendering. We have to surrender. You have to surrender what it is that you think and that you feel for what the Spirit is bringing to you. Because a lot of times we don't understand and know that is a part of the process. That's a part of the process. It's something that, we have to do. And so I would invite all of you to really begin, if you haven't gotten to that space, to really begin to start to tune in, so that you can hear and you can feel and you can sense what the Spirit is saying to you, what messages you are receiving. How are they hitting you? So I'm going to pull a collective card from the Mystical Wisdom deck, which is another cute deck that I really, really like. I actually had lost it, y'all. I didn't know what I did with it, but I found it, of course, because it can't go far unless it's time for you to let it go. But I haven't had it all that long, and to be honest, I had lost it for so many months till I didn't know. So I found it, though, which was amazing. So I'm going to pull us a card out of the Mystical Wisdom deck. See what the Spirit has for us today. But as you really begin to understand and learn, and then the other piece about that is, a lot of times we connect with our spiritual team, but we just don't always listen, or we don't trust, because that is really the key. It's trusting, trusting in the wisdom that you receive, trusting that everything is already all right, trusting that you can do whatever it is that you need to do, and that you can do hard things. And the other part is trusting that you can do what you're called to do, and it doesn't have to be hard. Doesn't have to be hard. And so the card that has come just now for the collective is confrontation. Confrontation. And I don't know if you can see her. She's riding on that tiger. And she's got a whole bunch of people in her space and in her awareness. And so for this confrontation card, it says, pick your battles wisely. And so many times, we're in the middle of confrontation, especially when we're at this place where we are trying to connect to our intuition and, move the needle in areas of our life that maybe we don't see the needle moving. Confrontation. And so typically, I know that means that sometimes when you are in the midst of a struggle, or you're in the midst of a confrontation or something that is going on, choose what is going to be the optimal thing, because sometimes you can't fight everything all at once. Because, they used to say that in order to eat an elephant, which I can't imagine why anybody would want to eat one, but that is a whole nother thing. That's probably another live. But today they used to say that to eat an elephant, you could eat it one bite at a time. And so, I don't really want to eat an elephant, but if that was something that I felt like I needed to do, then I know that one bite at a time would do that. Thank you for joining, and y'all tap the screen for me. Give me some of them likes. So again, when you are in this state of confrontation and you're in this place where, it feels like such a struggle. It feels like, God, this struggle is real. And y'all, I can speak on that because I've been there, and not even, very recently, I've been there where the struggle just felt so heavy and so real. What do? You really begin to really step back, dive deep, go inside, and see where they're taking you and where you want to go. Because a part of it is, we get the messages, but we don't trust. Or if it's a message that we don't like, because a lot of times, we want the rainbows and unicorn version. We want the rainbows and unicorn version. We don't want, the other version. We don't want the one where, we may have to do some work. Y'all, it's cold, so I had to put my heated blanket on. My husband was such a blessing. He brought me a heated blanket because it'd be chilly in here and I'd be cold. You see, I'm in the house and I got my sweater on, and it's, yeah. So anyhow, but what do you do? What do? You really start, looking at all of the things, and you stop looking at things as good and bad, because that is another thing that is not helpful at all anyway. It doesn't really matter what you say. Stop looking at that. Start looking at the fact that, okay, this is a thing that I am dealing with, possibly is something that is going to help me and is going to make me better. Or if you're a person that helps other people, or if you're a coach or a healer, or a person that works with other people, a therapist or whatever, it's something that actually you can use that's going to help you in helping other people. So many times, because I used to ask God all the time, why did I have to deal with so many of the things that I dealt with at such a young age? Things that I was dealing with, old people weren't even dealing with them. Or if they were, they had already dealt with them, because I would have ladies that on my job that were older than me. And when they found out, which, because I was not a person to just tell my business, not if it wasn't good. Hey, I was doing social media before social media. I would say all the beautiful stuff, but I'm not going to be talking about all the shit that's crazy. So, but when I would share sometimes, when it was time and I could open up and I could share with some of the older ladies that, like I work with and stuff, and that they thought they were my mama, because my mama I didn't live in the same place where my mama was. And so they kind of mothered me in a lot of ways. And I appreciate them. Some of them have, since transitioned. Some of them I just haven't talked to in a long time, because I have not been in their spaces. And, like I'm across the country now from a lot of the ones that I met years ago that actually were in my space and was whatchamacallit, was there. So anywho, yes, I see that. I can have the ring. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We can have all of that. And I wasn't even saying that. I was saying that there are times when you look at it and it looks like crazy. It doesn't look like rainbows and unicorns. And I'm a rainbow and unicorn type of girl. I always have been. When I was young, they used to call me Pollyanna because I always felt like everything was always going to work out. Now, the thing that gets me now is that even though I realize that and I know that everything is always working out for my good, well, I wanted to work out like that always, like everyone else in the planet. I want a microwave a microwave blessing too. I wanted to show up right now when I wanted to, when I'm asking for it. Yeah, I ask for those things. I ask for those, and the question that I'm asking now is why not? Just like my beautiful queen said. She said, Tammy, on YouTube, she said, Tammy, you can have rainbows and everything you desire. It's all in divine timing. Exactly. And that is the case. But what I'm talking about now is the time that we are in where it don't feel divine. It feels like, oh my God, I asked for this thing and I've been praying for it and I've been standing on it and I've been chanting about it and I've been doing all the things. I've been tapping on it and, and I've been doing all the stuff. But then what? Then what? Then what? Then what? See, and that's the questions that nobody wants to ask. Nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to gloss it over. Everybody wants to spiritually bypass this shit. But what? You know what I mean? It's like people that say that, oh, well, you can say these affirmations and then, everything will be okay. Okay. But, and then you still have your rent to pay and you still have your bills and you still have things that are happening in your life and stuff like that. And so, what I say is continue to stay the course in all of that. Continue to stay the course and say what it is that you mean and that you want and that you desire. And of course, I pulled us some more collective cards, and one of the ones that has come is, I call it my thorn in the side type of message. I call it my thorn in the side type of message. And the one that has come is patience and stillness. Patience and stillness. That one I call my thorn in the side type of message because, it's almost like those things when in the church they used to tell you, well, don't pray for, yes, ma'am. Don't pray for patience. Because what happens is then you get all these opportunities that show up for you to be able to have that patience and to be able to work with that patience and to be able to work through that patience and know that you are patient. But the thing is you are patience. You are patience. Even divine timing, you are patience. You are patience. And that is the part that I have honestly gotten to. It's like I am patience. And then we got this, which I know is not only speaking to all of you, but it's speaking to myself. I got that. Detach and move on. Detach and move on. So let that shit go. Let it go. Now, what's wild is we feel like that and we know that in the generation that I'm from, that's what they said to us. Just let it go. It can't be that serious, Tam. I heard that so many times. Can't be that serious. Just let it go. Just let it go. Okay, and I'm telling you, it's time to detach and move on. But most people don't want to do that because most people want to stay addicted to the struggle. Hi, y'all. If you're on TikTok, make sure you tap that screen a little bit before you go. But they don't even want to, they don't want to let it go, because they enjoy running around slinging the trauma, or they enjoy, I was doing a course and it was like, you can't help people heal that don't want to let go. You can't, they can't because they still want to hold on to the trauma. And, people will hold on to those limiting beliefs till Jesus come or forever or beyond that. They will hold on to them. But you have to let it go in order to be able to shift and change. You have to do it. You have to do it. And so when you look at this, detach and move on. I don't know if y'all can see how she is blowing that flower. And it's one of those flowers that when you blow the stuff blows off of it. Can't think of what they call those right now, but yeah, but that's what I think about it with that, because it's like when you blow that thing, all the stuff flows off. So when you decide and you make that decision that you're going to detach and move on, that you're going to shut those things that are coming in your mind down in order for you to be able to open up. When you make those decisions and you say, this is what I have to do, this is what I desire to do, this is what I get to do, even, because one of the things that I'm doing is shifting my vocabulary around a lot of things. So it's like, instead of this is what I have to do, or this is what, this is what I get to do. I get to do this. Like, it is a privilege to do whatever this thing is. And so when you look at that and you begin to understand that it's time for a change in direction, change in direction, change in direction, change in direction. When you start understanding that that is the space that you are in, that it's time to change directions. Now, what that means to you is totally up to you. I mean, it's it is so personal till I don't even address it. I say that is between you and you. And so when you get to that space and you are like so excited, exactly, they are comfortable in that place of traumatic experience, and that is what it is. And it's like when you decide, when you start feeling uncomfortable and you know that you got to get out from under that stuff, and it's time for you to, bust through the doors or whatever, so that you can get to this place of unseen blessings. Unseen blessings. Unseen blessings. Because once you get to this place where you have detached and moved on, and you know that you are at this place where it's time to change directions. You know that. You are aware of it, just as we are having this conversation right now. You know this. You know that you're in this space where it's time for you to change directions. And you know that once you do that, once you let all this shit go, and I'm telling you, y'all, this is a good time to do it, because we're at this, I think it's full moon in Pluto or whatever it is. It's hard for me, y'all. I just know we're in a full moon, and I know that is a shift because I can feel it. And for me, the moon cycles affect me intimately. So I know that, this is a time. And when I looked at her last night, y'all, it was such a beautiful sight. The moon was just gorgeous. So in order for you to get to that space where, you detach and you let shit go, and you just decided that, what, now is the time. Maybe I've done this for all these years, and I've been this for all this time, and these are things, but guess what? You can make a shift. You can say, what, fuck this. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do it. Or you have gotten to a space where, you are coming out and you can feel it, and you're like fucking gotcha, baby. You're like Diana Ross. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Got to let it show. So you're like Diana Ross. You are coming out. So you start really getting to that space where you are moving to this place of unseen blessings. And let me tell y'all, the unseen blessings that are here for you are just that. They're unseen. And that's why their blessing is so big, because you can't see it yet. But that's another reason why you want to make sure that you are detaching and letting go, that you're standing in this place of patience and stillness. In this place of patience and stillness, you are detaching and you are letting go, because that is what time it is for us. and you know that you're in this place where it's time to change directions. It's time to change directions. It's time to change directions. Sometimes it's not even about you. Many times it's not even about you. Many times it is about what it is that you are here to do. Sometimes it's about being who you are so that the people that are watching you, and I'm not even talking about social media, I'm talking about your kids, your family members, your friends, the people that you know, the people that you love, the people that love you. It's about that. It's about those people, because sometimes you are the person that they're looking at. You're the person that they're watching. You are the person that is inspiring them, and you don't always even know. I'm going to tell you, I had a situation where I had met this young lady at an event last year. And so I saw her again this year, but I didn't recognize her because she had lost a little bit of weight, and I think she colored her hair, did something different. But I hadn't seen her in a while. But once she started talking, then of course I knew her. But she said to me, which was so amazing to me, and I felt this thing so intimately, but she said, you know what? She said, and she shared with another girl that was in the event that we were in. She said, you need to check her out. She said, she got a YouTube channel, and, and she's got, and she's on TikTok and on Facebook. She said, and she's amazing, and she speaks so much truth. And so that hit me so hard. And she said, and she's a healer. And it hit me so hard because did I know that she was watching me? No, I didn't know. And to be honest, when I went back and saw some stuff, I said, this bitch been stalking me. But it's okay. It's in a good way, because she was telling me how I had been a blessing to her and how some of the things that I shared, really helped her move forward in her life and be able to do some things that she was wanting to do, and that maybe she thought that she was too old to do, because that is another thing that I hear. And so, y'all, my birthday is in 2 days. My birthday is in 2 days. I think my mama might have been in labor this day. A little bit. No, tomorrow. She was in labor tomorrow. But so 2 days is my birthday. So I'll take stars, y'all. I have a Cash App in my bio. Y'all can send me some money. Y'all can send me some stars. You can send me some roses, some gifts. You can tap on that screen. But my birthday is on November the 1st. So 2 days, my birthday will be here. And I'm so excited about it. And so I have an offer that I am offering for my birthday month, actually. And it's about the Bach flower remedies. And so let me tell y'all a little bit about the Bach flower remedies, because those things they have been such an amazing tool that I have used in my life. Let me tell y'all a little bit. Bach flower remedies. So, of course, as you can imagine, they were created by Dr. Edward Bach. He was a, let's see. He was a doctor that decided that he wanted to look at some natural treatments and some natural remedies to help you to, balance out some of the things that happen in your nervous system and things that happen with your limbic system, which affects your mood, things that happen with your concentration and your memory. And so what I have done is I've created some of those according to your chakras. So it's one for the crown chakra and one for the root chakra, and all the different chakras. There's 7 of them that we really, talk about. And so from the root all the way up to the crown, the chakras. So I've created these things to help you to move forward in your life with these remedies, because they actually work on the emotional components of disease. Because here's the thing, y'all, you know that there are so many different emotional things that contribute to disease. Like if you are stuck in unforgiveness and bitterness and all of this kind of stuff, which is terrible, those are low level vibrations anyway. But when you're stuck in those spaces, or you have this huge anxiety and depression, they have already linked depression to Alzheimer's, dementia. So you kind of want to if you can do it, stay away from depression and start really trying to help yourself. Now, I'm not saying that therapy is not a good thing, and it is, but there are so many different ways that you can treat depression, and sometimes you have to treat it in a few different ways. Because I know people that have taken medicine and stuff like that, but for me, I cannot take those because those medicines do not work for me. And there are other people as well that it doesn't work for. Because for me, what I have to do is I have to work holistically within my body in order to help heal stuff. It's just me. Now, everybody knows their body, hopefully. If you don't, you need to learn it. But you know your body and you know what works for you. And so this way you can talk to those crazy providers that try to make you take stuff that is not going to work for you, or is not good for you, or that you don't feel good about. And I'm gonna say that too, because they actually prescribed me a drug that they got a lawsuit on it and is damaging people's liver. And then the doctor wanted to get mad at me for not taking it. But you know what I told her? I don't give a fuck. This is my body. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Now, if you want to take it, you take it and fuck up your liver. But I was very clear with her, letting her know that I'm not taking it because I already, I drink, so I'm not gonna add anything else extra, for my liver. So no, so I didn't do it, but then they get upset with you if you don't take the thing that they feel like you should take. But my thing is, no, it's not your body, it's mine. And ultimately it's my decision, it's not yours. Just in case you didn't understand that. So anyway, these things, like I have some of the remedies. There's one called agrimony that is will help you with mental torture behind a cheerful face. So if you're one of those people that are like always putting on a smile and stuff like that, even if you feel horrible, or one of those people that is discounting your feelings, agrimony is one of the remedies that we use for that. So my special is I have created these remedies according to the chakras. So if that is something that you are looking for, I actually have the remedies where I sell them. And then if you want a consultation, then we can arrange that too. That's of course going to be a little bit more, because if you just buy them, I think I'll sell them for $55 for each one. And then if you need a consultation, we can talk and arrange that, and that'll be, a little bit extra something, just because, if you don't want a consultation, you can just order it. But if you want a consultation, then that's of course going to take some time, and we're going to do it on Zoom or on the phone or whatever. Probably Zoom is best. That way you can ask your questions and different things like that, if that's something that you desire. Or if you have something specific that you want me to create a remedy for and you need a consultation for that, I can work with that. But this is an offer that I'm offering for the month of my birthday. So it'll even be on Black Friday as well, because this is the first time that I've offered this like this, because I actually wanted to do it where I offered it with only a consultation. But then I had a friend, actually she was a client that turned into a friend, beautiful, beautiful spirit, that said, girl, why don't you offer the remedies so that people can order them if they want to, according to their chakra, and it will help to balance those chakras. And that is something that is awesome. But then also, if you want to get a consultation, then you can get that on an upsell. So that way, you don't have to pay for the consultation if you don't want it, because of course I always provide, information about what it is and, what you need to do and how to take it and all that kind of stuff. You'll get all of that. However, this is like something that is a little different. So I kind of wanted to just put that out there, so that if that's something that you're looking at, if you're looking at some holistic tools, some homeostasis and stuff like that, and these things, you take them, you can either take them under your tongue with the drops, or you can drop them in some water or in some type of beverage and just sip it all during the day. So it's a couple of different ways that you can even take the remedies, which are amazing, but they're definitely set on the energy, working with the energy behind all kinds of emotional components and disease. and things like that. And so they really have been something that I think is probably making a comeback, because at one time people were all into them and stuff. Even if you don't know what they are, people were all into them. Let me see if I can get you a little bit more information about the history behind them. Okay. So they were discovered in the 1930s by Dr. Edward Bach, and that's why they're the Bach flower remedies. And he wanted to create, um, he actually loved flowers and plants. And when he realized that he could create a simple, natural, and gentle approach to emotional balance, this is what he did with these remedies. So there's like, so and they really make you feel at peace. You know, it's almost like a wellness thing for me, is what I feel about it. And so when he discovered this back in the 30s, it went through some type of resurgence where people were like, talking about him and dealing with him and all that stuff. But then, I guess just like everything else, it goes through a different type of something. But when people start really looking for, ways to help them to combat these things without taking pharmaceuticals, and without, staying super high, if, you like to do cannabis, and until you find some type of happy medium with that, where you can, still be alert. A lot of people are doing like the sativas with those. But if you're a person like me, you can't do sativas. They just do not work for you. They make me feel real crazy, so I don't do them. You have to find a balance of how you can do it as far as that with the cannabis. But with these things, it's nothing psychoactive or anything like that. It is plant medicine. It is true plant medicine. And so if that is something that is calling to you, send me a message. You can send me a message here. You can send me a message on Instagram or Facebook Messenger if you're on there. If you're on YouTube, you can comment below the video and I can reach out to you. We can see how we can connect, because a lot of times it's difficult to connect on YouTube, just because we have to have a place to connect, because they don't have like a messenger system on YouTube. But you can comment, and I do try really hard to go back and look at all the comments. Now, do I always get a chance to respond to everything? No, but I try, and I am putting that in my vortex as things are picking up in that area, because I'm really working on my YouTube channel and allowing it to be a place where people can come to get, help with all of these things, and get information on how to heal and how to use your intuition in your everyday life, and how to live a life that you love, in my Marie Forleo voice. Credit to Marie Forleo. Live a life that you love, because that is what it's all about, is living a life that you love. Thank y'all for joining. Come on in, y'all, and tap that screen for me, please. You can tap, what is it? Right there. Yeah, so you can tap that screen. I would appreciate that. Thank you for joining me. But yeah, so just taking your time and helping to understand where you are in your life, and helping to move forward in the divinity that is you. Because y'all, seriously, we are all divine beings. Every single last one of us, all of us are divine beings. All of us. So what we have to do is accept our divinity. We have to accept that we are divine beings. Accept it. Because a lot of times that is really what the thing is. It's like, we know we're divine beings, but we don't want to accept it. And we just, my grandma used to say, we just pussyfoot around it. And I still don't know what that means, but she used to say, we just pussyfoot around it. We pussyfoot. We really don't. It's like, why are we doing this? Woo! Whew, all I can say is I am so grateful for my beautiful new home. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, anyhow, I am just excited to be here with y'all. I'm going to pull this card right here for the collective, and I'm not hoping, I stopped hoping a long time ago. Shit. I think about keep hope alive, but I don't know. I don't have time for hope. I need to know. So this card that came for all of us in the collective right now, y'all, is sensuality, and it's express your sensuality. Express your sensuality. So in whatever way that you express your sensuality. Now, she's speaking my language because she is in the tub. In the tub. So let me tell y'all something. So in the tub, y'all, let me tell y'all what I got for the tub. Matter of fact, let me show y'all what I got for the tub. Hold on. All right. So let me show y'all about the tub. So I have these bath soaps. And this one, it has lavender and matcha in it. And I know y'all know that matcha is an anti-inflammatory, right? And it has rose petals. So it's got rose petals. It's got lavender oil and matcha. And they come with baking soda, ginger, Epsom salt, rose petals. Some of them have lavender and matcha and lemon eucalyptus, and I have some that just have lavender, some that just have lemon eucalyptus, and some that have just the matcha. And then others have the lavender and the matcha, and I think I even have some with the lavender and the matcha. I mean, the matcha and the lemon eucalyptus. But they all have rose petals, ginger, baking soda, and Epsom salts. So they're all natural. They're amazing. They feel so freaking good when you get in the bathtub, y'all. They feel so good. And so this size right here is like my sample sizes. So I sell them for like $5. It's probably like really one good bath, I think. You might could get 2 out of it, but probably one good bath. And so those are some of the things that I am selling because I am so freaking excited to get them out there, because it's something that I created for myself, because y'all know that necessity is the motherhood of invention, right? So I created those for myself. Just these bath soaks, because they're fucking amazing. And y'all, they smell. I know y'all can't smell them, but let me open them up and make y'all understand. Smells so good. Smells so good. Looks so good. So nice. That's the lavender one with the matcha. So they smell so good. They look so good. So a regular bag of them are $30, including the shipping. Like I said, I typically sell the little bags when I go to marketplaces. Like I'll do a marketplace this weekend, so I usually will sell those little bags there. But typically I give them away. That's my giveaway. But the bags are, and when I'm at the marketplace, of course, I sell them for $20 because I don't have to ship them. But including shipping is $30 in the U.S. So that is something, if that's something that you are looking for, you have found it. And they are so amazing and they're so spiritual, because let me tell you what I do. I put that thing in my bath, which I took one earlier today, and I soaked in that. Now I also added some Skin So Soft, which I also have because I am an Avon representative. So if you are looking for Avon, you found your girl. But I put a little bit of Skin So Soft in the water as well with them, just so that it's not as hard on your skin, because that some of that can dry your skin out, which I always tell people, make sure that you put some lotion on, or you can use the Skin So Soft in the bath water, and that always is amazing along with all those other products. Now, of course, when you look at one of those soaking spiritual cleansing baths, they look a little crazy, but they feel so good. Oh my God. So if that is something that, has piqued your interest and you would like to use some of those bath soaks, because the reviews, the people that have gotten them, the reviews that I've gotten, oh my God, people are just like how I felt when I did it. When I first created the soak and I started using it, it felt like I almost had to take a bath every day, y'all, because it was like, I felt so good. I felt so good. And so I was like, oh my God, how is this? I didn't even have to take ibuprofen. And y'all, my bones and my joints hurt almost every day, because I have been dealing with chronic fatigue in addition to the long COVID, which now I know that they are connected. But my bones and my joints hurt almost every day. So when I get in that tub, it's like taking an ibuprofen. My bones and my joints stop hurting, and it is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I absolutely love it. So anyhow, that is, something that, I got lit up in creating. And that was another thing that I used my intuition to create, because I was like, okay, I started making that, and then I made some house blessing spray, so I've made some of those. I also made some cannabis suppositories, which I use for hemorrhoids. You can use them for whatever you want, but they're not psychoactive. That is the one thing about them. But I made those because I couldn't find any in any store anywhere in my town. And so I started working on, how to create them, because you know what, if you need it, then you just need to create it. That's the mindset I'm in. And I made these earrings. I don't know if y'all can see them, but I made these earrings. And what were they? They were the motherhood of invention. I just started creating because I wanted to create and I enjoyed it. And I've been having fun doing that. And so that is those are some of the things that I just put together, because I said, you know what? I'm gonna create. Because you know why? Because I call myself a creator. I called myself a creator. I didn't wait for somebody else to call me a creator. I didn't wait for somebody else to, start talking to me about creating. I didn't wait for that. I just allowed. I just allowed. I just said, okay, this is all right. This is what we're gonna do. I am going to do this, and this is what I have done. So I've created jewelry, and I make these, and I infuse them with Reiki energy, so they feel good when you put them on. And I actually had a few people to come to me and tell me that. They bought some when I was at the marketplace, and they actually reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hey, are you coming back to the marketplace? Because I need some more of your earrings. They feel amazing, and they're cute as they can be." And I said, "Wow, that's awesome." So now I have, created these earrings, and just, different ones. And I got some really amazing inspiration when I went to Portland this past weekend to make some more. So I actually got some other things, and I'm about to create some other things and put them together, just because it feels good to me, and intuitively it's like, it's what I was born to do, is to create in whatever way. And so whatever way that looks for you, create. Start creating and whatever looks good to you. And you might be like this girl I met just recently that said, "Oh, I don't even know. I don't even have a gift." I said, "Yes, you do. We all have a gift." I said, "Many times we have not nurtured our gift, and it seems to have run away from us, but we all have a gift. We all have a gift. So whatever it is that you decide is your gift, you know what I'm saying? I need you to start really moving toward it and start taking inspired action, even if it's only a little bit that you can do, because a lot of times people say, well, I don't have any money to be able to do this and that and this and that. Okay, I didn't have any money either. And I did a lot of things in order to get what I needed to get. I'm not advising any of that. You do what you do. But there is something you can do even without money. You know what I mean? You might be needing to just talk about it, to some people. You never know. Somebody might be moved to bless you. By the way, my Cash App is in the bio if anybody wants to bless me, because my birthday is in 2 days. But yes, and so I am, I'm super passionate about that, because I need people to know that whatever you desire, you can have. And I'm willing to be the guinea pig. I am willing to be. I used to have a relative that used to call it the guinea pig. So I'm willing to be a guinea pig. I am willing. I'll be your huckleberry. So just keep on, keep showing up, keep doing you, keep being authentic. Because to be honest with y'all, I think I was afraid of being authentic because, so many times when I was younger, they told me I was too much, you too much, always too much. I never really understood that shit either, but always too much. And so what I realized now, as I'm a grown-up person, I'll be 55 on Wednesday, and I am, a grown-up person. I realized that no, I'm not too much. I'm just probably too much for you. You probably don't need to deal with or handle what I'm dealing with or what I'm handling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not too much. And so that's the space that you have to get to, especially if you grew up like that. And there are so many of us that did. Matter of fact, there's a whole group of people on Facebook that grew up like that. We kind of all actually chuckle about that because that was something, is too much, or, why are you so full of drama? That's the same kind of vein. Or why does it have to be, it ain't that serious, or it ain't that deep. That is the thing. It's like, what? Well, if it's deep for me, it's deep for me. It might not be that deep for you. But this is what we grew up with. And for me, I just decided that if I'm too much, and I'm too much for you, so you can keep stepping and get the fuck on and do whatever you need to do. Or in the words of my English brothers and sisters, my UK brothers and sisters, fuck off. That's what you can do. If I'm not for you, you fuck off. You keep scrolling. You can move on to the next person, whatever. But the thing is you have to know that you are not too much. You have to know that you are just right, that you are just enough. You have to know. And you have to know that as your gifts start coming through, and as you start opening up to spirit, and start shutting down some of the voices of the people on the outside, start letting that shit go. Not even focusing on it at all. As you start doing that, and as you start letting that go and realizing that the Holy Spirit got your back, that God, universe, source has your back always, that you have a team with you that is always more than what's against you. And so what I say today is really start opening your mouth and talking to your team, telling your team, hey, I'm here. And I desire to have this. I desire to have this job. I desire to have this business. I desire to have these many clients. That's what I told my team today. I said, I desire to have these many clients. I desire to sell my bath soaps. I desire to be able to sell my earrings, and I desire to be able to do it easily. I'm not trying to work hard. I've already done that all my life. And you know what? That was not for me. It is completely outside of my design to have worked as hard as I have in my life. So I decided that it's time for me not to do that. It's time for me not to do that. It's time for this shit to happen easily and effortlessly. And it's time for me to have everything like a steady flowing river. Okay? So if you're at this place where, you're looking at, I am struggling in my mind, I'm struggling in my mind, I could really use some support. I could really use somebody, human to help me. Because I'm telling you, I have gotten so much education from my non-human components, from my spirit team, from the angels, my guardians, my goddesses that I work with, from Jesus and from Mary Magdalene and from some of the archangels that I have worked with. But when you are in that space and you know that it's time, like maybe you have worked in a job that you've been in for a couple of decades. You know what I'm saying? You've worked in this job that you've been in for maybe a couple of decades. But lately, things have gotten crazy. The job has changed. It's not going the way that you wanted it to go. You've been speaking and you've been using the affirmations and all of these things, but it's hard for you to get yourself in that vibration of this has already happened, or that vibration of I don't need this. I already have this. It's hard for you to get in that. You've been looking at the law of attraction and all of that. And that is always a good thing because that is real. We attract what we think about. But you're so busy thinking about what you want to get away from, what you don't have, how this, and you're so in your feelings about it. And that's like a new thing. Well, that's the thing right now is everybody talks about being in their feelings. But the thing is you're supposed to be in your feelings. You are supposed to be in your feelings, but you're supposed to be in them in a positive way, not all this negativity and shit that people talk about when they say that they're in their feelings. No, you're supposed to be in touch with your feelings. You're supposed to be in tune with your feelings. Now, are we always? Hell no. Not even people like intuitive Tammy or clairvoyant Jess. Those are my friends. So I'm using them as an example. Look, chakra healing, narcissistic healing, Megan. Yeah. We all have these times where we struggle because we're human. It would be nice if we didn't, if we got to this space and we were in this awakening journey and we woke up and everything just was lovely and, it was amazing and everything happened just the way you desired it to happen. You move right from this little house to this huge ass mansion and all this stuff. And that happened. You know what I'm saying? But then you looked up and you're in the same place. How do you get yourself out of that vibration? You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, it is a journey, but it can be done. And I'm here to support those on that journey that are needing that type of help. So what I have is I also have a magical healing and transformation container. So I have them at 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months. So if you want to work with me for 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, and how we do that is we come together on Zoom every other week because I want to do it where it's going to be easier for you to integrate because I've been in programs where it was just too much going on. It was too much because, we all have lives. We all have work. We all have children. We all have husbands or wives or parents or whatever we're doing because so many of us are so busy, especially in my age group, a lot of us are taking care of our parents, and we're also taking care of grown-ass kids. Some of us are still working and trying to do business on the side. And so we're really busy. And so the one thing that I learned is from doing some of the courses and the programs and the coaching that I have done is I can't be present every week to do that stuff in that way, because I have a lot of other shit going on, and I have a lot of shit going on. Because like I said, I just told you I'm a creator, so I'm creating as well. And then I didn't even tell you I'm also, well, I did tell you I did tell you I'm also a writer. I did tell you that. But I still write. Like I'm in the middle of a couple of different projects. Like I have some short stories that I'm going to finish in the next couple of weeks, because I've pretty much done all of them. I just need to finish the stories of them. And so I have some short stories that I wrote about patients that I've had over the years, because I've been a nurse for 30 years. I've been in the medical field for 33 years. And so I've had different patients over the years. And as you can imagine, I have talked to me across my forehead. So they all talk to me and they tell me all of their fucking life experiences. But that's probably my fault, because I ask those questions. Many nurses do not ask questions of their patients. They don't know nothing about them. But me, I know all about my patients. Why? Because I ask them questions, especially if they came in. Like I used to work in the cardiology unit, and they would come in and they would think they were having a heart attack. They would have all these signs and symptoms. Especially, women, our symptoms are different. So our symptoms are not the typical classic left arm pain and all that, left jaw pain. Nah, we might not never have those. Our symptoms are completely different, or we might have them. So a lot of times people would come in and they would just really be suffering from anxiety. And so you would talk to them and say, you know what? What's going on with you? How can I help you? Blah, 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 blah. And so typically it would be stress. That would be the problem. And that happened with so many patients that I took care of. They would be so stressed out that they would start having chest pain. And I've actually experienced that my damn self. I started having chest pain. I was at this job that I needed to get the fuck away from. And, it was a blessing. But it was stressing me out so bad that I actually left that job and went to the hospital having chest pain. And they did the ultrasound and everything, and determined that it was stress. I was stressed the fuck out. So I know how that is. I know how it is. And sometimes, you just don't have anybody to talk to. And so I decided, I created this program with that in mind. That we could come together and we can make some magic. We can do some healing. In every one of my sessions, I do a meditation journey at the end of it, because I want you to feel good. I want you to be grounded, and I want to be able to get in there and work with the neuroplasticity of it all, because that really is what that is. And so we get in there and we do that, and we come together and we have conversation and talk, and then you have access to me via email or Telegram or Messenger. So pretty much anywhere you need. And then I was creating a private Facebook group for the people that are on Facebook that want to join the group. And that might be something that if you join that, you would want to come and join Facebook just to be a part of, just to be in that group, just because it's an easy way, to ask questions, and other people can respond. You can also collaborate and communicate, and it would be, like a community. Because that's what a lot of people are looking for, is like-minded people in a community. And that is one of the things that I am good at creating. And I love to do it. So if that's something that you are looking for, and then I also have a free community on Facebook called Awakening Your Intuition. And that is a free one. And I also have another one called Spiritual but Not Religious. So if you are a lover of God and spirit, but you're not religious and not a part of, those cults, then, that might be something that you want to come in. It's actually small right now because we are building, and I want to see where we can go with it. Just I created it for a place of support for those of us that love God but don't love religion. And Lord, that might actually, yeah, that's good. That's good. Um, yeah. So anyway, those are places that you can connect with me and ways that you can work with me because I am open for business. I also have a podcast, Straight Outta Savannah, where I talk to people who are changing the planet, spiritual entrepreneurs who are changing the planet. So if you are a spiritual entrepreneur, I have talked to mediums, I've talked to channelers, I've talked to psychics, I've talked to people that support that are into spiritual marketing. I've talked to lots of different people. Matter of fact, I have, I think, about 100 interviews on Spotify already. But I'm working on some more. There's like 3 more that I'm processing actually today. But that's something that if you are interested, also, if you want to find it on Spotify, it is Straight Outta Savannah. I think it's Straight Outta Savannah talking with Tammy, but Straight Outta Savannah will get you there. It's on Spotify, but it's also on Apple, Google. It's on Listen Now, Radio Breaker, Podbean, and anywhere that you get your podcasts, you can hear it. You can listen to it. So what I would appreciate and love if you guys would support that, because that is, one of the things that I absolutely love to do. I have the most amazing conversations. And if you are a spiritual entrepreneur and you want to come on and share your story, come on and share your story and let us. What the world is happening? Okay. All right. So I'm going to pop off here on YouTube. I thank you. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. I hope that your day is magical and that you all have rainbows and unicorns in your day, in your life, and that everything is always working out for you. So again, thank you for hanging out with me. I will be back on tomorrow on YouTube because this is about day 12 of 30, I think. I'm on day 12. I think it's day 12 of 30 days of live. That I challenge myself to. I challenge myself to it because I want to grow my YouTube channel. So if you guys are on here, make sure that you go to my bio and you click the link and you click on my YouTube channel and go on there and watch some videos because I am really pushing them out over there. I'm also on here. I actually also have a series that I'm uploading on intuition. So if that is your jam and you want to learn more about that, you want to join my community, that is also available as well. Awakening Your Intuition on Facebook, and Spiritual, Not Religious as well, if that is an area that you are interested in. If you love God, but you are not down with religion. So again, thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye now. All right.